So, Kee Marcello, how's the life been treating you these days?
These days have been fantastic. I'm just releasing my autobiography in Sweden here, and the media's been in a frenzy. So it's quite busy the last couple of days. I did 5 TV shows and a lot of press. So and then the album's coming out the 11th of November in Sweden, that is, and in the rest of the world, Friday the 13th of January, 2012.
Interesting date, Friday the 13th.
It is, isn't it?
I'm sure it'll still work out good.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's looking very good right now. So we have a lot of stuff lined up in February. In January, first of all, we're going to have some release parties in Sweden and Germany, and then we're going to embark on a European tour with my band. And from there, we're going to go on to different places in the world. We're going to America and South America and Asia and Oceania and all over the place.
Now, Kee, this title for the book, The Rockstar God Forgot, where did you get this title?
Well, it's it's actually from an American poem originally, The Land God Forgot. But in Swedish, the horror movie Amityville Horror, is that the name of the movie? The 80s horror movie? Amityville Horror. Do you know that movie?
Yeah, I've seen it once.
Yeah. The translation with that in the Swedish title of the movie is The House God Forgot. So it's a title that people kind of recognize as being something haunted. And this is, if you read the book, you'll get the hang of it. My entire life has been both blessed and haunted, and this is what it's all about. It's about the story of my life, starting as a kid in the north, in a small town in Sweden, playing the guitar, dreaming of being like Richard Blackmore, doing the same thing. In a matter of 10 years, I'm playing the Budokan in front of a crazy crowd, and selling 30 million albums, playing the biggest arenas all over the world. And also the coming down with a big cocaine addiction, and the back, through love, getting back into getting a real life again, and a career.
How long did it take you to write this book?
Close to 2 years. And from what I hear from other writers I know, that's pretty fast. But I've had this story within myself for years. I mean, I knew for a long time that I had a story to tell, so it's been a no-brainer for a long time that I needed to write a book. But since 2 years ago, I finally made it happen,
Well, it sure looks good when you look at the cover, and I'm sure the pages are going to be awesome also. When's this
Yes.
when's this going to be released in North America?
We're right now working on, as we're speaking, we're working on the English translation. The thing is, I'm pretty much involved in the translation. I'm not doing it myself because I need somebody who grew up with the language in a way I didn't do, and that also knows the Swedish language, so we can, communicate and do some really tough parts, which is about Sweden, which is really hard to translate for a lot of people that doesn't know Sweden, like Europeans do. So we're working on the translation right now, and we're expecting the book to come out in English in 2012. I don't know more specific than that, but during 2012.
And the album Redux, when's this going to come out as well in North America again?
Redux Europe, that's earlier because it's going to be released worldwide on Friday the 13th. So the album Redux Europe and my 2 previous solo albums is having a worldwide release in January 2012. So that's going to be, you can get it anywhere in January.
And Kee, how you been, playing guitar lately? Has your ideas changed much, let's say, with your inspirations and stuff?
Well, I mean, I still have my old heroes, of course. I mean, I started off listening to the British blues players like Jeff Beck and Eric Clapton, and of course Jimi Hendrix blew my mind like anybody else's. But where I started was Richard Blackmore. My first album was Who Do We Think We Are?
Mm-hmm.
A very underrated Deep Purple album. I think it's still the best. It's an amazing sounding album, and that's where I'm from. You know, that's where I started. And then I took a long journey with Queen and Brian May and all that. So I have a lot of different influences, and also Alan Holdsworth and Ole Halsall, which not a lot of people in America know about. Ole Halsall, he used to be in a band called Pato, an amazing guitar player who actually died way too soon. But so those players I always tend to get back to. But nowadays, the kind of albums I listen to could be like, I like Muse, I like Foo Fighters, you know, I like a lot of contemporary rock and roll out there. There's a lot of good stuff out there. Alter Bridge, I love Alter Bridge.
There's a lot of good bands nowadays also.
Yeah, there's a lot of good bands out there, for sure.
Well, Kee, hope this all these projects pan out good and, you know, do very good in the worldwide, let's say. So thank you very much for taking the time.
No problem. You got it, Jason.
All right. Well, you have a good evening, and talk to you again in the future.
We will. Okay.
All right. You have a good one.
All the best. Cheers.